Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the 2026 World Cup Final, Argentina versus Spain. But look, this game, it's about way more than just football. We're looking at an absolute collision course here, intense geopolitics, a literal once-in-a-lifetime generational clash, and a seriously fascinating technical chess match right there on the pitch. So, what exactly happens when a World Cup final crashes head-on into an international diplomatic crisis? Well, we have to start with the explosive off-pitch tension framing this historic matchup. This raises the stakes so far beyond just lifting the trophy. Because right now, the friction between these two nations isn't just happening on the grass. It's actively playing out at the highest levels of their governments. Let's get into the bitter diplomatic crisis stretching from the Moncloa Palace all the way to the Casa Rosada. To understand this, we've got to trace how the Begoña Gómez investigation escalated. Back in April 2024, a corruption probe opened into Gómez, the wife of Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez. Just a month later, things got really heated. Argentinian President Javier Milei made some pretty incendiary comments at a Madrid rally, openly calling Gómez corrupt, which essentially sparked a full-blown diplomatic crisis. Fast forward to the summer of 2026, right alongside the World Cup, and the legal proceedings have peaked. Her passport has been seized and a trial is confirmed for influence peddling and embezzlement. The fallout from this was massive. Spanish PM Pedro Sánchez actually took a 5-day recess over what he called a cheap hoax, while the Spanish ambassador demanded formal apologies from Argentina. So these players, they are stepping onto the pitch with this incredibly heavy geopolitical cloud hanging right over the stadium. It adds immense national pressure to the game, no matter which side of the political aisle you're on. Moving on to the conspiracies and controversies, the off-pitch noise. Football purists are definitely frustrated right now, and the controversies are loud. First off, you've got these allegations, which FIFA strongly denies, by the way, of favoritism toward Argentina. Critics are pointing to a supposedly easier draw and lenient VAR decisions that dodge some key red cards. Then there's the halftime show. FIFA is literally breaking its own 15-minute rule to put on this unprecedented 30-minute Super Bowl-style halftime show curated by Coldplay. And to top it all off, widespread complaints from players and coaches over MetLife Stadium's temporary grass pitch. It's warm season grass, and apparently it's playing incredibly slow. The sheer weight of these allegations is really hard to ignore. Egypt's coach Hassan Masson actually voiced what a lot of skeptics were thinking after Argentina came back from a 2-0 deficit against them. He said, and I quote, "Perhaps they wanted to keep the world champion in the competition. Perhaps they wanted Messi to stay in the running." Now, the Argentinian camp points to their fierce, fearless mentality as the real driver behind this comebacks, but man, this narrative of favoritism just hasn't gone away. Now, let's talk about the clash of generations, 39 versus 19. On one side, you have the absolute legend, Lionel Messi, at 39 years old. He is officially the oldest outfield player to ever appear in a World Cup final. On the other side, Lamine Yamal. He's just 19 and aiming to become a rare teenage world champion. But despite this massive 20-year age gap, they share some incredible similarities. Most notably, they are both brilliant products of Barcelona's famed La Masia Academy. Plus, experts are saying there are massive Ballon d'Or implications riding on this specific matchup. But guys, here is a storyline so crazy you literally couldn't script it. Nearly 2 decades ago, back in 2007, a 20-year-old Messi actually bathed a 6-month-old Lamine Yamal for a charity calendar right in the Camp Nou dressing room. The fact that the infant from that photo is now facing the man who bathed him in a World Cup final, it's truly unbelievable. Let's dig into the tactical chess match, possession versus set pieces. The contrasting styles here are just stark. Spain uses this highly dynamic diamond midfield. They essentially pack the center of the pitch to completely dominate possession and recover the ball lightning fast. But they rely heavily on Rodri. If Argentina can figure out a way to neutralize him, Spain might stall. Argentina, on the other hand, uses a mid-block. They sit slightly deeper defensively to absorb all that pressure and wait for fast counterattacks. They absolutely excel at set pieces, but they do have a glaring vulnerability right now, and that's the shaky form of their goalkeeper, Amy Martinez. Let's talk numbers. 63.86%. That is Spain's tournament-leading average possession. Orchestrated by that diamond midfield and anchored by Rodri, they also have the highest success rate in direct ball recoveries among all 48 teams. I mean, they absolutely strangle teams with the ball. On the flip side, the magic number for Argentina is 7. That's the number of set-piece goals they have scored this tournament, really showcasing their deadly efficiency when the game slows down. They've taken the most penalties, scored the most goals from free kicks and corners, and Messi himself has delivered a tournament-high 16 corners into the box. This creates such a stark contrast in defensive solidity. Spain has been an absolute fortress, conceding just one single goal this entire tournament. But Argentina? They have actually failed to keep a clean sheet in their last 5 matches, and that includes games against much lower-ranked teams. Which brings us right back to Emiliano Martinez. Right now, he's sitting at an unusually low 56.25% save percentage. To put that in perspective, that ranks him 38th among goalkeepers at this tournament. What's fascinating about Spain is how they generate a massive amount of offensive pressure right from the back. Their center backs, Aymeric Laporte and Pau Cubarsí, have actually made the most vertical passes in the entire tournament. Because their fullbacks push so far up, they hold the second highest defensive line of any squad. It's incredibly high risk, but honestly, their execution has been flawless so far. Finally, we arrive at the fact that this is more than a game. The final whistle. The players themselves know exactly what they're walking into here. Just listen to Spain's captain, Rodri. He said, if we are known for something in this national team, it is that we know how to play different games based on the moment, so that we don't fall into provocations. Both sides are actively preparing for a brutal, highly charged battle that is really meant to test their discipline. Argentina plays with this well-known fierce brotherhood. They fear nothing, exactly like their coach Scaloni says. Meanwhile, Spain is consciously preparing to stay cool under immense tactical, physical, and political pressure. So, I'll leave you with this thought. When all is said and done, whether it's Messi hoisting the trophy one last time or Yamal crowning a brand new Spanish era, will the legacy of this World Cup final be defined by the beautiful game on the pitch or by the massive geopolitical storm surrounding it? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, enjoy the match.